What's going on, y'all? 2001 Ford Taurus. Y'all seen my other videos. You know I've been doing a couple things to this car. I've had an overheating issue probably for the past 2.5, 3 weeks, right? Oh, 3 weeks? Okay. So, you know, I've been trying to rack my brain and everything, trying to figure it out. I took it to one of my buddies and had him take a look at it. He actually has a mechanic shop, everything else. So, here's the issue. He's telling me that my fan on my passenger side, which, if I'm not mistaken, I think that is the fan for when the AC comes on, as well as this fan, which is my actual radiator cooling fan. So, that's a high-speed fan, sorry. So what happened was he basically checked the fans, and he saw there was no power to it, so on and so forth. And long story short, he showed me my fan on the passenger side and then told me to spin the fan. The fan wouldn't spin, so it was locked up. I'm like, okay, fine. So just get a fan, everything will work out fine. Well, it seems not to be the case. I go get the fan, I put it on, get everything all adjusted, everything else, and yeah, still overheating. So I did the next best thing. Let me break this system down, figure out what it is. I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube, which a lot of guys are really helpful with what they're doing. Problem is, it's just not the same problem every time. And I would think that with our cars, 2000 to 2007, which I believe it is, they're the same cars. So we should all know every little thing about it. Now, the funny thing was, now, I can't remember the guy, but I texted him, and he even told me how to basically take my coolant. It's been a long day. My coolant temperature sensor. Basically take a wire, bungee it from one side to the other, and it should trigger the fan. Did it? Nothing happened. The reason why I'm making this video, because it is one of the most simplest, easiest fixes that I've had, and the reason being is because, as you see, I have extras. Like, I make sure to get extras along the way that I go, so that way, if anything happens whatsoever, I'm covered, right? Makes sense. Smart thing to do. Always have extras of these. If you go to the junkyard, they're extremely cheap. I'm not going to tell you to put them in your bag, but they are extremely cheap from other vehicles if you're doing work like that. So let's get into the middle of this and find out exactly what's going on. I broke everything down. Basically, what I did, if you'll notice, some of these, if I can find it, where's that? Some of these are all of mine are the Fords, the original parts. Okay. So the ones that I got off this other vehicle, I don't know how original they are, but they don't say Ford on them. Doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that they're actually in very good condition. They work. Resistance is awesome. So long story short, I changed all this out except for this is my wiper relay. This is I believe this is my other wiper relay, or it's a wiper motor relay, something along those lines. So what happened was I changed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because this is my PCM management and this is for my fan. It says relay, but it's not a relay, it's a fuse. So that's my low speed, and that is my PCM, which they do go hand in hand. If I'm remembering correctly, what's that? I believe, and this is for everybody who doesn't have the original manual, please just screenshot this, whatever you got to do. I want to make sure you guys have this. Yeah, it's kind of hard being one-handed while I have somebody standing next to me. Alright, now if you see, that's your management, right? Now, I'm going to do an overview of what it is. Now this is my vehicle, some of you got other ones, but yeah, this is what you have right now. And then it goes on to the opposite side. So like I said, 25 is my wiper speed relay, 29 is my wiper park relay, 31 is my PCM power relay, and you know, I also changed out the 33 clutch relay. And as you can see, 32 is the high speed fan relay. So that little cluster is down here, and those are all your relays. Okay? Come on, focus, and works semi-good. So, making the video a little longer than what I expected it to be. So let's just simplify this. I couldn't figure out what it was whatsoever. I'm thinking the PCM's messed up, and I remember this little thing right here. Now, all the cars that I've owned, I've always seen they always had another extra one, but when everything's all said and done, I've never gone into it. So let's take a look. Pull this up. Take the clip off. Alright. Now, first is first. When I first opened it up, I wiped it off, but when I first opened it up, I saw a bunch of white stuff right here. Like, alright, that shows a sign of something. And then, on the opposite side of it, I wiped it all down, but I'm showing the goodies before I wanted to. Long story short, I changed these two, just to change them. But, check this out. Alright, awesome. Let me favor, hold that real quick. Right here. Thank you. And don't do this while the battery terminal's on. You're gonna hurt yourself. So, this is what I look at. And it had white stuff all on the side of it. This is the high-speed fan relay. It's the first one right there. Okay? See all this white crud and everything else? Yeah, I didn't know what happened. This is the freaking culprit. Because I kept thinking, I'm not an electrical guy, I'm a mechanical guy. If it's mechanical, I touch it. But I thought about it. If there's a short somewhere and it's not allowing a perfectly good fan, because I tested my fan works on its own. It's got to be a short somewhere. It's got to be something wrong with fuses, relays, PCM, sensors, something like that. So, let me show you a difference very quickly. I have another one that actually pops open as well. I'll show you what I'm looking at here. As soon as I pop, because I had to break it open to really check the inside of it. But, this is the difference. I mean, it was just burning up in there. And what happened was, if you could tell, those two connection points were basically seized up in between each other. It's creating an arc, it's creating heat. You know, as we know, electricity causes heat, so on and so forth. I mean, it was cooking itself, long story short. So, this is what it's supposed to look like. This is what it doesn't look like. Awesome part about having this is, if you can tell, mine are a lot bigger. No pun intended. So, I'm going to put this, not this one, you know, there might be, somebody's going to get mad at me for doing that, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be a nice guy. I'm going to put one of these little babies over here. Let's see. Yep. I'm going to use this one over here. And clean it up enough that it was all right. So, long story short, we're gonna find out if this fan works. Now, I don't know if it'll turn on automatically, or if I have to wait for it to heat up. Yeah, I'm gonna turn it on, but in the event we don't get we don't get anything at this point in time, I will actually update you in the comments below. Hey, like, subscribe, comment, whatever the case may be. 2001 Ford Taurus. 3.0 Vulcan. It's the single overhead, or just overhead. And currently I have, I believe, 70. What are we looking at? 70,000 miles. So, grab my key. Bear with me. Oh, before I do that, anybody in the comment section, please let me know, what in the hell does this mean? It was that relay.
Yeah.
That relay. That was the bad relay. Yep.
That's why I was doing that.
I had, never mind. Long story short, this is my starter relay. Now, well, actually, starter motor relay. Long story short, if you press down on it and to the side, it actually started, it would make the car crank, even with the key out. Crazy, I know. It wouldn't actually turn over because, you know, the key management system, but long story short, I'm actually glad I changed it out now that I thought about it. That's awesome. Alright. Okay, baby. Now, again, I don't know if it'll automatically turn on. No, it did not. So I will keep you guys touch base, and y'all have a blessed day. Thank you.